Today we're gonna talk about the difference between the sport cards and collecting world in Europe and in the United States. Hey YouTube, welcome at Collecting Emotion. I'm Joris and today I'm back with a new soccer investment video. Today we're gonna talk about the difference between the sport cards and collecting world in Europe and in the United States, and of course about the difference between stickers and cards. So without further ado, let's start with the video. So how did it all start? Well, in the early days, sport cards were considered as toys for children and only for fun. You could find them in tobacco, chewing gum and chocolates, and they were made about the kids' favorite local sport heroes, which resulted in different sports. The products were very similar, but kids in Europe wanted to play with cyclists when the kids in the United States want to play with their baseball heroes. I know that most people that are watching this video are aware of the sport cards in the USA, but not as much of the sport cards in Europe. So I'm going to show you some examples how those cards look like. So if the market was that similar, what happened? Why did the United States stick with cards and Europe with stickers? Well, to explain that, we have to check a few different things. First of all, we have to look to the demographics. When you look to the United States, you see that they have a population of 328 million people. It is one big country with some global competitions like the hockey, basketball, baseball, and of course American football. In Europe we have a population of 741 million people, but they are divided in 51 countries with all different competitions and different local sports. So in Northern Europe we have a lot of cycling, in the Scandinavian countries we have a lot of winter sports. So because Europe had a lot of different competitions and several local sports, a small company called PANINI, who wanted to make sports collectible for kids, chose stickers because they were very cheap. PANINI started with their first sticker album in 1970 for the World Cup football in Mexico and made a big cycling sticker album called Sprint 1971, which was an album created by the craze in Europe for the biggest cyclist ever lived, Eddy Merckx. In the meantime, in the United States, a small company called Beckett started to create a price guide for sports cards, which meant that sport cards now became an asset and more people wanted to invest in it in the hope that they would have some big value later on. This resulted in overprinting and the famous junk wax era. When the junk wax era ended, somewhere around 1994-95, the card market in the United States was completely shifted. It was no more for kids, but for hobbyists and collectors, and there was a big mix of numbered cards, parallels and autographs. This is what divided both continents. In Europe, collecting sports cards was still fun and for kids, and in the United States it became an investing tool for adults. Of course, there were a lot of attempts of the biggest sport collectible companies to bring cards to Europe. Topps bought Merlin UK in 1995, a company who had exclusive rights for the Premier League stickers, and when they acquired the rights of the Premier League trading cards in 2007, they created Mets Attacks, which is still the biggest selling sport product in the world. Due to success of the Panini Brazil World Cup stickers 2014, Panini stated that when they would line up all the stickers, they would stretch 239,000 kilometers, which would stretch to the moon and back. And the success of the Topps Mets Attacks Premier League cards, Panini created their first soccer sport cards set called Prism 2014, but that wasn't as successful as they expected. Since then, there is a constant fight between the two companies for the rights of the biggest competitions. Topps got the Champions League rights since 2015 and Panini acquired the rights of the Premier League in 2019. So where are we today? What is going to happen in the collecting world for the biggest sport in the world, football or soccer? Well, that's of course the big question. It is quite obvious that the sticker market in Europe is at the same point as the card market was in the United States before the junk wax era, made for kids and fun, and and most of it lost in transit, which means hard to find, and if you find them in high quality, very valuable. So considering the history, it's a high probability that stickers of the pre-2014 era will keep to go up. The potential is insane. Will the card market also take over the stickers in Europe now the investment part is also visible there? Well, I'm not a fortune teller, but I have to say it's very exciting to watch what is going to happen. So that was my video for today. I hope you learned something, that you enjoyed it. If so, please press that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and for the rest guys, I want to wish you a very nice day. Bye bye.